What's up guys, Barry Gaming here, back with some more Untitled Heroes, and today we're going to be talking about the build order of the Transcendence Heroes, because I think the last time we talked about this was before even Aspen came out, Lord of Fear Aspen, and now we also have Sun Devourer Eos, so we have multiple characters that we need to talk about and how they fit in the build order equation. Now, we're going to go over step by step which way you should decide. So even if you haven't built your first Transcendence hero yet, this will help you decide on which one. If you've already built 2, 3, or even 4, this is going to help guide you through that process. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hopefully this is informative. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 70,000 subscribers. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so I have a couple columns created here. We're going to go through a bunch of different images that I have created. This is going to be the build order we're talking about. This section on the right will change. It's going to start with an if you have type system, where if you have what's over here, then you probably want to do this build order. Later on for the other heroes, we're going to have if you want to complete, and we'll go over each one and how they excel. But let's start off with, of course, Sword Flash Shia. So let's be honest, just about every single person in the game should be building Sword Flash Shia as your first hero. She's going to be the answer to so many things. She's going to be one of the best PvP heroes on earlier game accounts. She's going to get Tower Dreams progression done early, but most importantly, she is going to get you Void Vortex progression. She is the hero to have to get all the way through Vanquisher. Every setup uses her. She's going to be the most dynamic in both a budget and a pay-to-win style for Void Vortex. But there is one little caveat to that, and that is if you have a Drake, or if you're planning on building a Drake very soon after. Her real combo and power comes from having these two heroes together. If you don't have a Drake and you look like you are nowhere in sight of building a Drake, then that gives you a little bit more of an opportunity. So if for some reason we're talking about like you do not have a Drake whatsoever, like Drake is not in the picture for your account, you could jump over and build a Scarlet Queen Halora first. Now, I really don't recommend that, but I'm giving you guys an option for those of you out there who are like, Barry, I have no Drake copies. There is absolutely no chance that I'm going to build a Drake up. Scarlet Queen can be a decent first Transcendence hero over Sword Flash, only in very rare fringe circumstances where you don't have the Drake. But what that is going to get you doing is, I'm kind of blocking it off right here. I just realized my camera angle is not going to be great in this video. Essentially what it's going to do is it's going to give you probably the easiest Sealand 25 out there. All it takes is, of course, a V4 Scarlet Queen plus some 1 or 2 like E5 plus like some 10-star Ignis copies. That will get you Sealand 25 done, and in my opinion is still one of the easiest Sealand 25s to get done. So again, if for some reason you just have no way to build a Drake in the early game, Queen is probably a better option. Queen copies are much easier to come by, but I do suggest going for Sword Flash first. But again, I just want to give you guys an option. I know people are probably going to take this image completely out of context, but this is typically going to be, but in normal circumstances, you're going to build Sword Flash first and into Scarlet Queen second. That is going to be the best one. Why? Because you're still getting that Void Vortex progress with the Drake. And then Queen is one of those amazing supporters. She's going to increase your team's all damage dealt. She has the royal mark, basically, that lets everybody counterattack when she gets hit. She's part of the clearing team that's going to get you to Vanquisher 1 all the way through every bit of content in the Vortex. But she's also going to get you the easier Sealand 25, because that is one thing Sword Flash doesn't do very well, and that is clearing Sealand 25 without minimal support. Next up, we're going to be talking about the third hero you should build on your account. So I think it's just well established. Sword Flash first, Scarlet Queen if you want optimal progression. Well, Jara is the third piece of the puzzle when it comes to Transcendence Heroes when we're talking about Void Vanquisher 1 pushes. But there's a big thing. You only do this if you have 8 Demon Bells and a Splendid Rui Scepter for Jara. This is literally the only way you make this happen, because you need to be feeding energy to the Jara with the Splendid Rui to just completely CC the enemy waves over and over and over and over, and that's basically what gives you enough time to clear the content. These demon bells can be split into three, well, actually, I guess you can do what? You can do a Radiant plus two other in glittery form, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So maybe you can get, I mean, you want 8 demon bells, let's be honest. 2 splendid demon bells and a splendid Rui scepter is kind of the way most people run it. But again, Jara is only build if you have this artifact setup, which again is very more of a pay to win style. Yes, 3 Transcendence are a lot, but a lot of people have that even on their free to play accounts. But what they still might lack are the artifacts. If that is the case, I highly suggest you change your build order to go Sword Flash, Scarlet Queen, and then into Fairy Queen Vesa. So again, if you do not have all these things down here, Vesa I think is probably one of the most flexible heroes in the game, and honestly one of the craziest healers, shielders in the game. You see her coming and going, always in the meta somehow. She's part of the best PvP teams. She's part of the Star Expedition setups that you want to run. Very, very strong, and her healing is just absolutely insane. Very versatile on what artifacts you can run on her as well. That's one thing with all these. They're very versatile on what artifacts you need, whereas Jara is very, very specific. Now, Jara is going to be interesting because essentially you build Jara as soon as you have the artifacts to support it. So it doesn't matter if that's 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, or like dead last and 7th. You build Jara when you have the artifacts. So as far as build order, once you get past these 3, there's a lot of flexibility on who you can decide on. Again, Jara, if you have these artifacts, go ahead and build her, whether it's your 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, whatever. But if you are not really going past that, I do think these 3 are by far the best 3 to build first. You could consider any one of these next 2 to maybe fit in the Vesa slot, but Vesa's support is just much better, I think, than the damage you're going to get. We do have Sun Devourer Eos. She's very, very strong. You'll notice we change this to if you want. So this is pretty much a section where if you want to be able to be one of the better PvP teams, she is by far one of the best PvP heroes to have on your lineup. She's very good in the early levels of Tower of Dream. We haven't really seen her tested out in the later levels, but again, that's still like the Sword Flash style setups, things like that. And Sealand, she's pretty good in more of a budget scenario. So if you want to get a Sealand 25 done and just get more of those Cloud Island resources, this is definitely a hero to go for. After that, I want to talk about Lord of Fear Aspen. Again, not a super high priority. He can be built as your 4th Transcendence hero. He's good in most PvP lineups. He's probably one of the better ones on straight up boss damage because of how his active ability works. And he is the only option for Sealand. You might have already built your Aspen to E5 to try to push for Sealand 25, because yes, regular Aspen can do Sealand 25 too, but Lord of Fear Aspen can get it done as well. If you want to clear out Sealand, you can. He's really the only option, whereas with Eos, technically you can do it with Asmodel as well. And then we come on to our last one on the list, and that is going to be Asmodel the Dauntless. He feels out of place, like the way he looks compared to all the other ones, but he does have some advantages. His damage is just very solid overall. Of course, he has that nice AoE damage that he builds up. He's really good in Sealand to get like a pretty minimal light Sealand done as well. It takes like maybe like 1 or 2 other E5s and some baby Michelles to get it done. Tower Dreams, he's also pretty solid, and you can always throw him into like any Tower Dreams lineup and you'll have some good benefits. He does come and go in the PvP meta because of his shield that he can apply to the lowest HP ally, but overall you don't see it as often. So hopefully that kind of helps you guys decide what order to build these heroes in. I mean, beyond the first 3, and I guess you could say any one of them could take Vesa's spot as the 3rd build, but I just feel like she's so versatile. She's such a good hero, and it's nice having that infinite like healing and shielding. It's just crazy good on the Vesa. So let me know what you guys think. Do you agree or disagree with any of this? Again, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.